Higher love, Christopher Witecki. My name is Lynette Crosby. I am creator of IRLTA.com, and just now I was getting ready to make a video to you, and the camera literally just popped off of the tripod. So I made sure that I put some goodness out here to raise the vibration so that I can have this conversation with you, because it's been divinely guided. You have a beautiful Friday live stream of Soul Garden TV that you do, and you bring people on, and I would like to come on there and I would love to speak. And the reason I would like to come on there and speak is because, number one, you've been a great guide and teacher to me from the moment of my awakening till now. Not too long ago, I contacted you on Soul Garden TV, which was a huge step for me because technology had challenged me. There was a lot of fear behind it from when I first woke up, and understanding, Big Brother's watching you kind of energy, and pardon me, and then there was, you. Before I understood astrology, because I'm a Leo and I just wanted to listen to my horoscope every single week and hope for something good, because I didn't understand how to look in myself. I didn't understand, a lot of what you were saying about astrology and astronomy, but your soul and your spirit and your light and your joy made me come back every time you posted a video. I learned so much from you, from your own evolution, that you have had the courage and the strength and the vulnerability to share with us. It has helped me in my journey to learn from your experiences, utilize them, and add them to the pool of knowledge that I pull from, which is my life and my life experiences. So that's been wonderful to me. The next thing is that I've had two miracles and something that I had hoped for a very long time. The first miracle that Soul Garden brought to me happened on October 15th, 2015. After my awakening process, I was I was moved out of my house, and I understood the energy behind it. And I was sitting in court, and I actually won, by the way. But I was sitting in court over, at the beginning of a year, almost 2-year battle. And in sitting in court that day on Soul Garden TV, you said to clear your chakras, breathe through your chakras. So breathe in and act like you're blowing it out of your chakra. So I'm sitting in court, and I've always had a hard time with freezing. And not being able to speak up. So I started breathing 15 times, because I was in courtroom 15 on the 15th of 2015. So I'm breathing in and blowing out through my throat chakra. You said every time you blow out through that chakra, every time you blow out through that chakra, you are blowing through, what did you say? You are clearing a lifetime. You're clearing one of your lifetimes every time you blow out through your chakra in that way. So I did that, and I'm going to describe it to you right now. Get ready. 2 entities from the chest up, arms, neck, and head, bald, climbed out my back, out of my throat chakra and down my back in the courtroom. While I'm sitting there like, what just happened? But before I even got to that space, my higher self took over and said, angels, please bind them so that they don't hurt themselves or someone else. And that was it. And I was free from that. What a wonderful experience. What a wonderful miracle. In part, I could not have done that without you, Christopher. Thank you for helping me to be free, to free my ability to speak up for myself, because it had been such a deep and cathartic thing to know that that was even possible. I didn't understand all the whys of it. What I understood prior to even to that was that there were entities and energies that through trauma can be placed in us. And that was something that became one of the many passions that I have. I understand energetic parasites. I understand physical parasites after losing my mother, and you know, the passion behind that making me want to move forward. So that was one of the miracles. The next miracle was, you came on and you said, and this wasn't the first time. I had heard about this kind of a few times, and it was just in my, you know, in my consciousness, right? And it was about this star, that Jesus was actually born in August, not in December. And you just confirmed that for me, because it was something that I had heard before. And you said, you know, this star comes around this time, you know, it'll be here, so and so and such and such. So that night, my brother comes by to visit me. I go outside, my niece is in the back, and we look up, and the star is sitting right in the sky, just as bold and beautiful as you ever want to see it. And it had this kind of shape, but it was like, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't straight lines. It was beautiful, and it was huge. And I'm banging on the car. Get out the car, get out the car, get out the car now. And my brother's like, no, I'm scared. And I understood that fear, no judgment there. I know what that is. But as he got out the car, we both stood there together, and we got to see it. And I said, I told you the angel said there was gonna be a miracle. Because I talk to angels, and angels talk to me, and through angel numbers and letters and kind of cool stuff. So it was such a wonderful experience. It was so joyful. And I was like, oh my gosh. And what made us know that we were not like loopy and having an illusion was that one of our neighbors were sitting there. The angels are talking to me right now, and they're saying, expect miracles, smile. So because I pay attention to the messages that they give me, and I just got one, and I was wondering, oh, should I stop the video? And they're like, no, keep going, you're doing great. Before, so it was kind of cool. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And this neighbor came out, and he's looking, he's seeing this with us. So we wouldn't go home and allow, you know, those programs or whisperers to come and tell us, no, this isn't real, this isn't happening, right? And I would have believed it, but there was someone right there besides us. What a gift. And that was because of Soul Garden TV. And I had the pleasure of understanding that. I had the pleasure of having that experience because of you. And I'm very, 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 very grateful because of it. The next thing is, the third thing was, I have learned so much about divine love from you, right? And understand something, I learned about love from you. Love. You talked about love and, you know, serious joy. And so those are the things that I started adding those vocabulary words to my life, and in the way that I speak, in the way that I feel, and the person that I am. And you helped me to learn how to trust and be compassionate and merciful, because you added those words, right? And there were more that I gained as I started listening to you. You helped me to realize when you're swimming with sharks, you helped me to help others to realize when they're swimming with sharks. You helped me to realize that fear is false evidence appearing real, and to teach that to others through what I have learned from you. You were the first divine teacher, and I thank you. And the reason why I've gotten the courage and the guidance to come and speak to you today is because about a week ago I had a dream, and my thymus gland is doing some wonderful stuff right now. About a week ago I had a dream, and in the dream I saw you. And when I saw you in the dream, you and I went up to each other and we bumped chests like, ugh. And this light lit up like this. And it was pink on the outside and white on the inside and pink on the inside. It was the most beautiful thing. And it was like, and I was like, yes, yes, finally somebody that knows me, and now I can know. And I'm in the dream like, yes. And I was like, it's time. It's time. I would love to come and share with you what I know. The reason why I want to share with you what I know is because light workers are going through a lot of suffering that they are learning to live with. Things that they are learning to live with and settling for and thinking that this is how it should be, and not understanding that their water is experiencing radiation, fluoride. Radiation is the big one that keeps us in the fright zone, that distracts us from our messages and staying on our path. And because of this, it's time for us to talk about it and to teach from love. So when I talk about the radiation in the water, I will say it once, but then I will talk about our water is experiencing trauma, because I teach through love, not through fear. And our water is experiencing trauma, and because it's experiencing trauma, we are experiencing trauma. And we are experiencing that trauma in a way that is suppressing our ability to grow and thrive in our journeys, in our spiritual journeys, in our emotional journeys, and it's interrupting us in so many ways. It's opening us up in our dreams to energetic attack, psychic attack. It's opening us up to a lot of things that we don't understand. And the fragmented parts of us that have been traumatized from before birth till now, from lifetimes till now, as well as our inner child, our soul, our ego, our shadow self, our reflection, us, you, I, us, one, are screaming and hollering for us to talk and get this information to the people that need it. So I'm reaching out to you because I'm not sure how else to get to the light workers that need it, but I would love to start to share this information because it's time. And the solutions are simple, simple, simple. Change your water filter, change your shower filter, change your, or go to distilled water, which is something that is an immediate fix because everybody can get their hands on it. Iodine, zeolite in powdered form and liquid. They also have a pill form as well because zeolite removes radioactive particles from the body. There's a book by Harvey Lyle. I've owned the book, never read it. But what I do understand about is enlivened rock powders, and that is one of them. It forms a cage-like structure, and I can't remember right now in this moment whether it pulls it in or repels it, but I do believe that it attaches to the radioactive particles, and it helps to move them through the body without traumatizing the body in any way. And it's very relaxing to the body. And it helps those combinations of the zeolite, the iodine, and the water filter can help to get you out of the fright zone, stop nightmares in us and children and animals. And you start to literally, if it's your, you create that reality, you start to grow younger. You start to lose a lot of the traumas and things that your body goes through. So that's just a part of what I do, but it's a start. And I would love to have a more in-depth conversation with you or any member of your staff so that I can explain to you what I do and talk about it. I also make energy pieces that help with Wi-Fi, metal resonant crystal. You put them together, it creates an effect called piezoelectricity, and it actually helps to structure. And I wear them on a copper coil or a necklace. It doesn't have to be copper. I keep it around my crown because it helps me to think clearly, and it helps me not to be exposed to that Wi-Fi that we're experiencing, because I'm somebody that is definitely can feel that energy. All of us are. Some of us are just numb to our pain because of the chemicals that we have been exposed to, and then once we're not numb to them anymore, we start to feel them more. So I do that. I also make different pyramids that I show people how to use in the house and around them and during their meditation. I make flat ones like this. I don't have a big production. It's me. But I show people how to do this to protect themselves, as well as I explain to them about it without the fear associated with it, because there's been a lot of fear put out there so that we make it in fear. And my guide stopped me from making this for a year and a half so that I would make it from divine love and not from fear. And understanding that the making of it, because they let me make it for like 2 years. I needed a win. I was literally coming out of the matrix and the dark and the low vibration frequencies. And the first piece I ever made, when I look back on it, I know it was a miracle it came out the mold, because I used the metal mold and no release spray. And I mean, they gave me a huge win, because they needed to nurture me and help me to understand that what I was going towards was for my highest and best good, since I had been trapped in that loop for so long. Lighting, CFL and LED lighting, they are angering a lot of the energies that are high vibrational and causing them to lash out because the pain they're in because of the CFL and LED lighting. And it's also making it so that the lower vibration frequencies can really come into our environment and act out and really, just get on us and act out in so many different ways. I'm going to get a little serious for a minute and just bring it. I work with people who have experienced, I have the ability to talk to people and speak from experience, as well as from just working with people one-on-one regarding energetic and trauma and abuse, when it comes to physical abuse and sexual abuse by entities. And that's something that I talk to people about if they're open to it. And I help them to integrate the fragmented parts of themselves to raise their vibration out of that frequency with the things that I mentioned, the zeolite, the iodine, the water filters, so that they're not in that frequency anymore and those things can't reach them. I help them to heal their adrenal glands by, because if your adrenal glands are blown and you're afraid, you're open to more psychic attack. And I've been doing this, just as I've been doing my own journey for the past 6 years. In the past 2 years, I created a website, and I put up my first course called Feel Better Now about 2 weeks ago. But through that time, I've been working with adults and children, especially children, because children are children in, actual children, and then our inner children. From our inner children, I help us to find our inner children, meet with our inner children, and I help us to let our inner children know, and little children who are going through. Hold on one moment, because the plane's coming by.